Have you ever noticed that a house isn't just wood, walls, and windows? It holds something heavier: silence. The kind that tells you if you truly belong, or if you're just waiting for the next storm to hit. When I bought my first house, I thought I'd finally outrun the storm. I was 33, working as an investment analyst, and for the very first time, every single corner belonged to me. The kitchen carried the faint scent of paint mixed with coffee. My little office had sunlight streaming through the blinds at exactly 9 a.m., landing perfectly on my desk. I'd stand there with a mug in hand, whispering to myself, "You earned this." I threw a housewarming party. Laughter, clinking glasses, friends admiring the place. It felt good. For a few hours I was proud. Then my family arrived late as usual. My mom's smile was stretched so tight it looked painful. My dad barely spoke a word. And my younger brother's fiancé, he never missed the chance to remind me that he had it easier because his family's money paved the way. I held my composure, smiling politely, until I couldn't anymore. "The difference," I told him, "is that I bought this with my own money. Yours came from your parents." He stormed out. My brother followed after him, and my parents whispered sharp words about how I had embarrassed them. Just like that, the celebration felt lighter without them. 2 months went by. Peaceful months. No guilt-ridden phone calls, no fake emergencies, no manipulation. For the first time in years, I actually slept without carrying their weight. Then the phone rang. My mom's voice was sweet, practiced, an invitation to a family dinner. For a moment, I wanted to believe it meant peace. Almost. At the dinner table, they dropped it on me. They expected me to pay $230,000 toward my brother's wedding. A $500,000 spectacle, funded partly by me. For a groom who couldn't even sit through dinner. When I refused, my brother's face twisted, and my father scolded me like I was a teenager again. "You're jeopardizing his wedding." I drove away trembling, gripping the steering wheel, asking myself, when do I stop being their bank? Then Aunt Karen called. She never sugarcoats. She told me she'd overheard my parents' plan. They intended to sell their own house, waste everything on the wedding, and then trap me at my mom's birthday dinner. 50 guests in a restaurant, a public ambush. Their plan? To announce they'd be moving in with me. Because, in their words, I wouldn't dare refuse in front of everyone without looking like a terrible son. That night, I sat in my office, staring at the wall with a sick feeling in my gut. This wasn't about helping family. It was about control. About making me small again. So I made my decision. Quietly, without telling a soul, I sold my house. Packed boxes at dawn so no one would notice, signed the papers, and bought another place across town. Somewhere they'd never find me. For the first time, I wasn't running from them. I was running to myself. The night of the party came. I played my part. Sat at the table, waited. Then it happened. My mom tapped her glass, stood with a wide grin, and said exactly what Aunt Karen had warned. We sold our house. We gave our son the wedding he deserves. And now we'll be moving in with Daniel, who would never refuse his parents. Every head turned toward me. Applause. Smiles. My parents beaming, certain they had won. I stood steady. Wow. Mom, Dad, I had no idea. Of course I'll help. My home is always open to you. Gasps. Cheers. Even tears. My brother glowing with satisfaction. I sat back down, holding the secret like fire on my tongue. Because the house they thought they'd take over was no longer mine. Days later, they showed up with their bags. But when the door opened, it wasn't me standing there. Another family lived there now. My mother's voice cracked through the phone, furious, humiliated. "You made fools of us." "No," I said quietly. "You did that yourselves." Then I hung up. Blocked every number. For weeks, I lived in silence. Not the suffocating kind, but the kind that gives you room to breathe. When Aunt Karen later told me that my parents had tried to move in with my brother, only to be turned away by the very man they sacrificed everything for, I didn't feel guilty. I felt free. The truth is, storms never end until you decide to walk out of them. And that night, standing in a crowded restaurant with every eye on me, I realized something powerful. They never expected me to have a key of my own.